We've got some good news that came out that could definitely positively affect a business like SoFi. Now, SoFi on Monday will report their quarterly figures, so that's already an extremely important day where we'll get probably more information and guidance for 2025. I did a full prediction video already a couple of days ago. If you missed that, that will be in the top right corner. Now, what's also interesting is that we're going into this earnings report with some positive momentum, which is something that I can't remember we had before. Just this past week, the stock is up 16.25%. We're over $18. Even pre-market, we're still green. Of course, a lot can change on Friday, but the momentum has definitely been with SoFi. In the last 6 months, the stock is up over 130%. Year on year, stock is up 127%. Market cap closing in to that $20 billion mark. Yes, I know some people will already look at the forward PE is extremely high. It's a bank, blah, blah, blah. Banks don't trade at 83 times forward PE. Okay, first of all, don't really look at the PE right now. This company wasn't profitable a year ago. If you also look at the growth rates, the expected growth rates for EPS and even sales, they are still quite low in my opinion. Do you think that a bank will grow EPS 109% year over year? Or then 66% the year after that? Probably not, right? Probably not. So enough with that, forward PE this, forward PE that. 5-10 years from now, let's talk about the PE. We also got a new price target, $30. Yes, we got $30 price target before the next earnings report. A small comparison to American Express, just talking about the multiples there. So let's touch on that in this video. And then of course, this whole crypto saga, right? Previously, before SoFi became or got a bank license, SoFi was offering crypto. Then there was a condition: if you want to get a bank, then you will not be able to offer crypto anymore. Well, that might change, but that might not change as soon as you would expect. So let's talk about all of that in this video. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if not, really appreciate that. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers this year. So if you're new here, and I know a lot of you are SoFi holders and viewers, I've seen you on other channels, okay? Maybe consider hitting that red button. You can always unsubscribe after the 100,000 subscriber plaque is here. So thank you very much. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So yesterday night, we all became experts in SEC filings and staff accounting bulletins here, number 122 and then also 121, because that's the affected one. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did do a lot of searching, a lot of grok searching and all of that. But basically, what has happened here? Well, what has happened is this. SAB 22 is this one right here, will change how companies can account for the obligation to safeguard crypto assets instead of a mandatory liability recognition as per SAB 121. Entities now assess potential liabilities based on existing accounting standards for contingencies. This could potentially reduce the capital burden since these standards may not require the same level of liability recognition for every crypto asset under custody. The previous one was this. This required entities, including banks that held crypto assets for customers, to recognize these assets as both an asset and corresponding liability on their balance sheet. This treatment was seen as burdensome because it increased the capital requirements for banks due to the way balance sheet liabilities are managed, thus making crypto custody less economically viable. So in summary, while SAB 122 does not explicitly state that banks are now allowed to hold crypto, Bitcoin, whatever, it significantly alters the accounting framework, which was previously a major deterrent. This could lead to more banks engaging in or resuming crypto custody services, provided they manage and disclose the associated risk appropriately under the new guidelines. Now, if we go back here to 2022, and by the way, this is the big difference. This thing right here is SEC. This OCC, that's a difference already. OCC conditionally approves SoFi Bank National Association. That was January 2022, so 3 years ago. They said the following: the conditions imposed require specific capital contributions, adherence to an operating agreement, and confirmation that the resulting bank will not engage in any crypto asset activities or services. Today's decision brings SoFi, a large fintech, inside the federal bank regulatory perimeter, where it will be subject to comprehensive supervision and the full panoply of bank regulations, including the Community Reinvestment Act. This levels the playing field and will ensure that SoFi's deposit and lending activities are conducted safely and soundly, including limiting the bank's ability to engage in crypto assets activities. We continue here. Among the other conditions, the OCC approvals requires that SoFi Bank shall not engage in any crypto asset activities or services currently performed by SoFi or any other crypto asset activities or services unless it has received prior written determination of no supervisory objection from the OCC under the provisions set forth in the operating agreement, which it must enter into with the OCC, and that following determination of the operating agreement, SoFi Bank will remain subject to the non-objection process discussed in OCC letter number 1179, which is this one right here. This thing was written back in 2021. What does the letter say? Well, the letter clarifies that the activities addressed in those interpretive letters are legally permissible for a bank to engage in, provided the bank can demonstrate to the satisfaction of its supervisory office that it has full control in place to conduct the activity in safe and sound manner. Specifically, as described further below, a bank should notify its supervisory office in writing of its intention to engage in any of the activities addressed in their interpretive letter. The bank should not engage in the activities until it receives written notification of the supervisory office's non-objection. In deciding whether to grant supervisory non-objection, the supervisory office will evaluate the adequacy of the bank's risk management systems and controls and risk measurement systems to enable the bank to engage in the proposed activities in a safe and sound manner. So, just because we've had the first step, which is a positive one, from the SEC, does not mean that next week suddenly SoFi will announce, oh, SoFi crypto is back. No. I do want to hear them talk about that on Monday during the earnings call. I do want them to talk about the crypto asset and, well, the recent changes and how that will affect the company. Maybe they're already sending letters to explain, look, you've just seen what the SEC has announced. Maybe it's time for us to get back into the game. That would be already a big positive for me. Do I expect them to launch this already next month? No, I think it's going to take a while. It already existed. Of course, the product probably needs improvement. That's what many of you have been telling me, that the app is just not that user-friendly, right? For investing and stuff like that. But if SoFi truly wants to be that one-stop shop, then of course, offering crypto, and Anthony Noto is a big fan of that, offering crypto on that platform is definitely a must. And I do believe that in the next 12 months, that's definitely going to be, well, on the app. I think the crypto offering is going to be there. There's going to be a huge crypto run when it comes to innovation, technologies, new companies, new revenue streams because of the new administration in the United States. And I think SoFi will fit right into that. It's going to take more time than what I've seen some posts already say, oh, SoFi can come back with crypto just like that tomorrow, next week. No, it doesn't work like that. Like I said, one is the SEC, one is the OCC. You still have to go through all the regulatory hurdles and all of that. If it were up to SoFi, then yeah, maybe next week it was already up and running. Could have been, but it's not. And I'm not here trying to be, oh, you're bearish. No, not at all. This is actually quite good because let's say they do get SoFi crypto up and running faster than expected. Increase in revenue, right? Transaction fees, custody fees, and all of that. Increase in revenue. But remember that the guidance that they're giving us right now does not include this thing, does not include this increase. So not only are the analyst expectations already today lower than SoFi's management, right? When we talk about 26 EPS, midpoint 67 cents, it's already much lower than that, the analyst expectations. So not only do we have that, we also have now a potential, new product launch that will generate them a couple of millions of dollars, right? Tens of millions of dollars, maybe in the future, hundreds of millions of dollars that will be added to our future projections and will be added to management's guidance as well. So I don't see, no, it's not coming immediately as a negative thing. No, right now there is already enough good news. The fact that Wall Street still underestimates SoFi, the fact that SoFi is still, probably one of the best managed fintech companies out there. keep on executing, headwinds becoming tailwinds, and now maybe we even got crypto that will come back. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. Also, I want to talk about the PSUs. And this is thanks to data-driven investing. He laid this out quite nicely in his Substack. So those are performance stock units. So this is basically what needs to happen for all three of them, no toll opponent and white, to basically get paid, right? These stock options will only vest if they hit certain stock prices, $25, $35, and well, the big one here is $45. They've got up until, I believe, mid-2026 to reach those targets. And it's not like you're reaching those targets once and then the stock can go down and you're getting paid. No, I believe there is a period of time where the stock needs to be at that price or above it for them to get paid. And so 2025 might be, well, the last full year that they have to make sure that Wall Street does get this company and to make sure that the stock does achieve, well, at least, let's say, the first two targets here. And this is quite good, right? Because the incentives are there with management. Management is incentivized to make sure that the business is performing correctly. The management is incentivized to make sure that Wall Street does get the company. And management is incentivized that, well, if I get paid, that means that shareholders are getting paid as well. And we might get the first hint that Wall Street is understanding SoFi right now. We've got here William Blair coming out with a $30 long-term stock price. We think that SoFi shares can approach American Express 8.6 times price to tangible book ratio, implying a mid-30s. So I said 30 just to be conservative, but this is mid-30s long-term stock price. Fortunately, I do not have access to the full note, but again, this is already quite positive. And for those that are still with us right now at the end of this video, congratulations. These are basically my predictions for SoFi Q4, so you don't have to watch the whole other video. You see, you stick around, you get rewarded. So all in all, like I said, I think the momentum with SoFi will just continue. Just because the stock is up over 100% year on year does not mean that we cannot continue. Remember, Robinhood, for example, when I started talking about Robinhood, the stock was around $8 or so, and that wasn't that long ago. I believe a year or so ago, the stock was already, $10, $12 or so. Now we're closer to $50. So yeah, stock can double, but if it got momentum with the stock, but especially with the business, there's no reason why that stock and that company cannot continue to go higher and higher. I'm very, very excited for Monday. I think it's going to be another great report. I'm very excited to hear what they got to say during the earnings call, guidance for 2025. So stay tuned for that, like, subscribe, do all of that, and I see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.